tonight.
On behalf of the Electoral Commission of Ghana, I pledge that my team and I will continue to conduct our activities in a way and manner that 2024 election.
Electoral Commissioner Jane Adukwei Mensa pledges to declare results that reflect the true mandate of voters as she calls on the 12 presidential candidates to accept the outcome of the December polls.
The results we will declare will reflect the will of the citizens as expressed at the polls. We therefore entreat our distinguished presidential candidates to outcomes. That is the will of the people, which we will declare.
Details as the two major candidates, John Dramani Mahama and Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, pledge to uphold the peace of Ghana in the December polls.
The day the power of love overrules the love for power, the world will know peace. I stand for peace and development. Peace is possible.
Let us all pledge to promote peace during these elections. We owe it to ourselves, to our children and future generations to preserve the peace and stability that our dear country Ghana has enjoyed for so long.
These and more concerning the Peace Pact after days of controversy whether or not the opposition NDC will be part today. They have joined. This is the top story brought to you always by Telecel, connecting energies and holding set-size spray and coil. Enjoy a holy sleep. And tonight, after days of doubt about the participation of the presidential candidate of the NDC and the party in the signing of a peace pact, all presidential candidates have signed on to the peace pact, with the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Jane Adukwei Mensa, pledging to declare electoral results that reflect the true mandate of the Ghanaian people. Now, this is the fourth peace pact ahead of major election in Ghana, and the National Peace Council has committed all 12 presidential candidates contesting this year's election to signing a peace pact to ensure all parties agree to use peaceful means to resolve any electoral dispute before, during, and after the general election on December 7. Now, the road to the peace pact has not been without difficulties, as the opposition party, the National Democratic Congress, tabled with the Peace Council, trying its best to resolve. Now, in her address and pledge for peace, the EC chair, Jane Mensa, says the commission will work to ensure the final results of this election, with all the eyes on the ball, reflect the true mandate of the people. Listen.
Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, application of the three ingredients in all our operations has contributed significantly to reducing the tensions and building confidence around the Electoral Commission. As a commission, I assure you that we will continue to apply these ingredients of transparency, responsiveness, and inclusiveness in all our activities through to the election day and beyond. On behalf of the Electoral Commission of Ghana, I pledge my team and I will continue to conduct our activities in a way and manner that will ensure peace before, during, and long after the 2024 election. The processes we will employ on election day and in the days aftermath are robust, transparent, and inclusive. The results we will declare will reflect the will of the citizens as expressed at the polls. It is a well-known fact that elections are won or lost at the polling stations. It is at the polling stations that voters vote. It is at the polling stations that the votes are counted. It is at the polling stations that the results are documented on the pink sheets and signed by all the agents of the presidential candidates. And it is at the polling stations that the outcomes of the presidential election are announced. These are the results that will be collated at the constituency, regional, and national collation centers. And it will be in the full view of the agents of the political parties who will go on to sign the various results declaration sheets. Indeed, these are the results that we at the Electoral Commission and no other results. We therefore entreat our distinguished presidential candidates to accept the outcomes of the elections. That is the will of the people, which we will declare. At the end of the day, when the results are declared by the Electoral Commission of Ghana, Ghana should remain standing as a beacon of democracy in Africa. We each have a role to play to ensure we are everything in our power to abide by the oath that we made to God and to the people of Ghana when we were sworn into office in 2018. May God bless his beloved nation Ghana and make her great and strong. Thank you.
And after she spoke, all the presidential candidates also spoke, including also the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Ekufu-Dampare, pledging support to the peace of this country. My colleague, Soga, was at this event throughout, and he joins me on the telephone line now. Blessed, grateful for joining here. What more can you report on? You were there, you saw it. What more can you tell us?
Well, Grace, if you can hear me, the national anthem has just been played, signaling the end officially of the program here at the Kempinski Gold Coast Hotel. That's simply marking the end of the exercise today. But it's been a very long day where, of course, a number of activities have happened. Let's try and get to the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, who is here with us. Madam Chairperson, good evening to you. You're live on Joy News. Thank you so much for talking to us. We are seeking to get more people to come out and vote. What is your message to the eligible Ghanaians who will be participating in the exercise in the next 9 days?
I think that it should come out of it.
We're hoping that it will be a peaceful exercise, and you have added your call for peace. We know that the political parties also have a role to play. What are you sending out to them in terms of helping the exercise and making it, effective?
As the part of the commission, we commit to carrying out transparent, robust electoral processes and elections on election day. As indicated during my presentation, we would announce the will of the people that is expressed at the polls. It's the will of the people that is expressed at the polls that will be announced, and we entreat all the presidential candidates to accept the outcomes of the election.
We're just 9 days away. Are we ready?
We are. Yeah, I think we are ready. All our material fulfilled, our training has taken place. It comes to an end tomorrow. But in all our materials, we have a good supply of equipment. Officers are well.
Thank you so much. And that's the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Madam Mensah, just speaking a while ago and reiterating that indeed the process has started in just a period of 9 days. We will indeed be heading in for that election. But this is where all of the action is happening, where we have seen tonight all the presidential candidates going into the election coming here to commit to peace before, during, and after the elections. And as we heard from the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, that process is set to happen, and she's promising that it will be peaceful and will reflect the will and the outcome. I want you to take a look at what's happening, because some more of the candidates are filing through, and we'll try as much as possible to engage them. Let's speak to Dr. Hassan Ayariga, who's also here. Dr. Ayariga, thank you for talking to us. Quite a spirited message there to the people of Ghana on the issue of peace. What more do you have to add to this?
I had a lot to say, but because we were given 2-3 minutes, I couldn't say much. But then, you see, the country is tense by political communicators, the way they communicate, party leaders, the way they communicate. People will come here and sign the peace pact. But whether in their their heart, they are really for it, it's a different thing. What kind of mindset do we have when it comes to peace? What kind of attitude do we have when we come to peace? Are we really for peace? Or are we coming here to sign a peace pact and then leave here and incite our members not to accept the results of the election? These are some of the things that we need to look at. Signing a peace pact is nothing when you don't demonstrate it with your attitude, when you don't demonstrate it with your mindset, the leadership skills. Okay? We only have one Ghana, give or take. No matter what we do, we have one country to save. And elections are only every 4 years. Why in a rush? Why do you think it's a do or die? At the end of the day, one party is going to win. Whether your party or another body's party is one. Even if we have 100 candidates, one. So why do you want to kill yourself? Why do you think you must be the only one? So I believe that when we ignore certain problems that are facing our nation, like war in Baku for the past 3 years, and government cannot resolve it, how then do you expect to have a peaceful election? I am sure that the people of Baku will be voting on the 7th of December. Are we sure there will be guaranteed in that community for electors to come out and vote? Are you sure there will be a guarantee for the electoral commission to go and supervise the election? These are questions we need to ask. Because the banks are running out of the place, the institutions, the business community, everybody's running out of that place. And we have put blind eye as government, as citizens. Then we come and organize big forums like this to talk about peace before. Meanwhile, we have ignored war in part of the community.
Dr. Yaga, it's a long night, but grateful that you've turned up today to commit to peace. And of course, briefly, we are live at the Kempinski Gold Coast Hotel, where all the 12 presidential candidates have just passed through. We heard exclusively from the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Madam Jean Mensah, who also told us that the EC is ready. That's an indication to us that, of course, we are ready with just about 9 days to the exercise. This is where all of the events happen. And, of course, we need to get close, engage some more persons and stakeholders who are part of the exercise and making it happen. We'll also get to speak some of the regional leaders who were part of the exercise today. I want us to hear from Sheikh Nurusha, who speaks for the National Chief Imam, who was also here today. Sorry for interrupting, but you're live on Join News. We just wanted to briefly find out from you the presence of the Chief Imam today. Mike is present today. They're live,
Chief Imam is a huge personality in the country, and everybody knows him as the pillar of the peace of our country. So it was really significant for its symbolic purpose that he himself comes to see what exactly is happening. We briefed him and told him, old man, you are 105. This is the country you want to live as safe, peaceful, harmonious, and cohesive. You are going to sign this pact, and you come to say, and he readily decided to come. But for the time, he also wanted even to give some advice, words for advice here and there. So we are happy he came, and we're happy all the other presidential candidates, their commitments. They could have decided to abandon this thing. But all of them decided to come. There's something deep about it. And we just saw that the new president is around.
Yeah.
So I think that Ghana has won the battle. We've gone shown commitment. We know peace is an all-time need of our country. We cannot compromise it. There's no alternative to peace. There has never been bad peace, but always there also has not been good war, good violence. Yeah, and so this kind of commitment for me is something I cherish, and I really commend all those of us who have contributed in one way or the other to make it a success.
Grateful, Sheikh, as always, for talking to us. But of course, Brace, just as you can see, it is clear that deep peace will approaching after the 2024 general elections, and we wait to see in just a period of 9 days if Ghanaians will live to that promise. So reporting from Kempinski Gold Coast Hotel. Over to you.
But Blessed, we saw all the presidential candidates there. What did the vice president, who is the flag bearer of the MPP, say?
So let's talk about the vice president, because for him, he believes in the pursuit of power, one should not relegate the issue of peace to the background. For him, it's not about desperation for power, but also to ensure that this country develops elections. We can take a listen to it.
That we will come out of this election stronger as a nation. We are hopeful all sides will take some positive steps to preserve the unity, peace, and stability of this country. We owe our people, particularly the teeming youth, that duty of care. Only in this way would our resolve to create better and enduring opportunities for this future generation, for the future generations, be guaranteed. The eyes of the world are on Ghana. The world is watching, hoping Ghana will rise again to the occasion, stand tall and shine bright as the star of Africa. I am full of hope of us leaders and our followers will live up to the peace pact we are going to sign today. And I encourage the security services who are doing an excellent job, and the media and all stakeholders to do all they can to ensure and preserve the peace. I would like to end by emphasizing that the only reason we seek power is to use it to deliver prosperity to the people of this country. I therefore wholeheartedly pledge my commitment to working within the rules and to collaborate with all to ensure a peaceful election. I extend love to all my opponents and invite them to let us collectively show love to the people of Ghana by embracing civil and peaceful approaches during every phase of the electioneering process. Finally, I would like to share this quote from Mahatma Gandhi, and I quote, "The day the power of love overrules the love of power, the world will know peace." I stand for peace and development. Peace is possible.
So that's the presidential candidate of the NPP, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, there. Now, the National Democratic Congress's John Dramani Mahama has also pledged to peace as he calls on the Peace Council to take steps to address concerns the NDC has raised prior to this particular signing.
It is all well and good for us to commit to peace and recite beautiful platitudes. All the efforts at building peace before, during, and after the 2024 elections would come to naught or be undermined if there is mistrust and insincerity. Mistrust is built through a mismatch between words and gaslighting on the part of those in authority. There is reason to be concerned that the signing of this pact, though well-intentioned, could amount to nothing if it is not followed by concrete actions to guarantee the peace by the stakeholders and government. Events and happenings during the last election and during the Awaso West Wogon by-election create considerable doubts about the genuineness of some of the commitments that we might make today. There also remains the vexed question of the use of thugs dressed in security service uniforms to intimidate and brutalize citizens during elections. How can we tell these thugs from the professional members of the security services, especially when they carry no name tags and they conceal their faces with facial masks, popularly called Azugu masks? I'll suggest to the IGP to instruct the arrest and detention of any such persons during the election and to be kept until the election is over. These are legitimate questions that must satisfactorily be accounted for to give true meaning to this peace pact, lest it remains just a piece of paper. We in the NDC have in the recent past expressed the above reservations, and we look forward to hearing conclusively on the steps taken to address these. In conclusion, let us all pledge to promote peace during these elections Let us work together to create an environment that is conducive for free, fair, and peaceful elections. We owe it to ourselves, to our children and future generations to preserve the peace and stability that our dear country Ghana has enjoyed for so long. God bless our homeland Ghana. I thank you.
Former President John Dramani Mahama, who is the flag bearer of the NDC there. We'll be hearing from the Peace Council as well as the IGP shortly. We'll also be hearing from the Chief Justice and the other political parties who are also contesting this elections. But in the meantime, let me go on to the phone lines now and bring in Dr. Asa Asante, who is political science lecturer at the University of Ghana. Doc, I'm grateful to you for joining here. Now, you've listened to all the presidential candidates speak there, and just now you've heard the former president and Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. Your thought on what happened today?
I'm not saying that I did not listen to all of them. Just a few, but I get an inkling as to what is it that they're putting across. Basically, they are talking about the need to have peace before, during, and after election. Brilliant idea or sign to commit themselves into that process. It's fine. But as to whether that works is another thing.
So you heard there former President Mahama enumerating certain things he feels the Peace Council should work on. Beyond the signing, what else do you expect to happen before we go on to the election day proper on December 7th?
I expect that from now up to election and even beyond, anything that we see that is on board, we report and it is addressed. Beyond that, we want anybody who crosses the lines to be dealt with as required by law. So we expect equal playing field to exist. We expect the security to be professional, and we expect that all of us will be law abiding.
And beyond today, what should happen? I mean, there are some issues that the NDC raised. What should happen between now and then, the election day?
Yeah, beyond today, we expect that all the materials that we need for the elections will be delivered on time. We expect that there shouldn't be any violence whatsoever. If there is, the security people know how to deal with it. But when you come to the election proper, we don't expect a repeat of that ugly spectacle that took place in Assin North, where 8 people were shot dead and nobody talked about it. I am disappointed in the sense that, yes, those who call for this peace pact is a good thing, but it doesn't mean anything when what we want to prevent do occur. And leaders of this society, especially those who call for this pact, they remain quiet about it. I am so disappointed. I heard a statement from the Kali Visual Conference chairman saying that people should punish those who don't sign. Yes, those who sign and things happen and they don't talk, what happens to them too? All right, we expect that we should make the playing field equal and that what is wrong must be condemned by everybody. Otherwise, this will remain an exercise in futility, where you sign all these things and something happens and the state is quiet about it as if nothing has happened. Even one person, if one person dies, is bad enough to undermine the fortunes of democracy. So we expect all the players who are committing themselves today to be resolute and stand firm and make sure that anything that comes out that is not in connection with the rules of the game, they are dealt with. And that if there is something wrong, we expect all those who have signed today and all those who cause it to be signed to be to do the needful by standing up and saying that this is wrong and that we should be able to prepare for court and seek redress. That is the way to go. Otherwise, you can sign this thing and it will not mean anything to anybody.
Do stay with me because I want to pick your thought on something. But let me bring in now Very Reverend Father Clement Kwesi Ejay. He's Secretary General of the Catholic Bishops Conference. Very Reverend, I'm grateful to you for joining here. Now, earlier in the day, your president said that, and that's what Dr. Asante was saying, that whoever doesn't sign should be punished. Now they've all signed. But beyond just the signing, how do we ensure that all of them, all parties, are tied onto whatever you agreed on?
Thank you very much. And let me greet you and your listeners. Yes, we just left the place. And what we expect everyone to do is to make sure that the peace pact has been signed will be put into action. Hello?
I'm with you,
Hello?
sir. I'm with you, Reverend.
Yeah, because I'm hearing some echoes. I'm hearing echo from my side. Yes, but whatever has been signed should be actually put into action, and that one lies on all of us. Because when you listen to them, all those people speaking, the police, they came to tell us how prepared they are, the strategies they have put in place, so that even during the elections itself and after, and so before, there will be peace. And I was very happy. EC came, pointed at the things that is done. To tell us what they have also put in place to make sure that if there is any complaint and so on, they were able to handle it as judiciary. So it means all the stakeholders, all the national institutions who are supposed to play their roles, all of them are trying to play their role very well. What is left for me is that of the political parties and their candidates. You see, what Mahama said, for me, he was right. He had the right to complain. Do you go into election just to fight for someone to die? That's what the essence of election. It's an opinion that we're expressing. You want this person, or you want that person, or that person. Just express it. But for someone to die, to be killed because somebody is seeking for power, a position, it is neither here nor there. In fact, it is not good at all. So we must all try as much as possible to prevent what happened at the last elections from happening again.
I'm grateful that you bring that in. Now, this is not new. This is something we did in 2020, but we saw what happened. People lost their lives. Till today, people have not gotten justice for what happened. So, how do we ensure that though we've all signed, people will be held accountable for what happens beyond today?
Yes. It is not good that people haven't had justice. Because without justice, there wouldn't be peace. And people will still sit back and say, when it's my turn, I will also retaliate. So, the needful must be done. The powers that be, they must make sure that those who died, who lost their lives, they have to go to court. And the court to look through. See, rather than letting it just be. Because someone is killed, what do we do? There must be investigations and so and so on. Otherwise, it will continue. And I tell you, this is not the first time. Since we got into the Fourth Republic, this is not the first time someone has died. Somebody has been beaten and so on. It's happening. But it should continue? It shouldn't. Mahama was right for bringing it up. Just to remind us that the signing alone is not enough. That one is true. It has its own positive aspect. In fact, it calms down nerves. And our people, they look at it. When they see their leaders speak, they listen. Oh, my man has signed peace pact, and therefore, okay, it's going to be peace. At least it calms the nerves of Ghanaians. That's aside. And it's also the fact that it means we must all work towards that peace that we need. Well, they get beautiful speeches, and it's good. Addresses as well, it's good. But you must put into action whatever you signed. And that one, all of us, the political parties, they should stop inciting their electorates. They should stop misinformation and disinformation. Them should not be attacked because lies can take certain actions that they should not take. Just go to the polling station. Go, just take your ballot. Go and test it. So this one too, somebody has tried to die for it. It's all because of how they have trained the kind of information they have given to their followers. That's what happens. So please, for me, what I would tell the political parties is that they should be careful what they say, especially this could just let about some few days, maybe 9 days or so. They should be careful how they incite their people, the kind of information they give to their people. So just go, cast your ballot, and come home. When it's time for it, you can go there Sunday, and then because you're right there. I mean, why should somebody lose his vote because you want to assent? Just tell the fact that what has happened is not good. You all condemn it, and justice must be done, and must also be free being done. You just have a what do you call it? Somebody goes and does some kind of investigation and so on, and a commission is committed, and they go there and they do some investigations and then they talk, and that's all. They hand their document to you, their report, and then nothing happens. I mean, what is that? So they must. It's not too late. When it comes to the criminal law, it has no time. It has no time. Whether 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, you can still go back. So they should make sure the action is taken. And we must stop these kind of things. And that one, it is the responsibility of all of us. Nobody should blame another person.
Okay.
I think this one didn't do well. This one didn't do well. All of us. It is all our fault that people lost their lives. I don't think it is only the fault of the security men. I don't think so. I don't think it's only the fault of those who were there, those who lost their lives. No. It may go beyond that.
Mm.
So, for me, it's a responsibility that lies on all of us.
Okay. All right. Now, there's a potential for a reference to the issues that former President John Dramani Mahama on the part of the NDC raised today.
Yes.
What concrete steps do you think the Peace Council and all stakeholders involved in ensuring there's peace in this country before, during, and after the election? What should they take with 9 days left to get the most pertinent issues resolved, so that we can go into this election where the NDC satisfied that all their concerns have been addressed?
I don't know. Yeah, you've reminded me of something. In fact, National Peace Council and IDEC, the organizers of this event, I mean, did very well. If you look at it, means more of it went into it. I mean, energy and thinking, everything, it went into it. And you must actually congratulate them. It's better than none at all. But the most important thing is, what do they do after this? I don't know whether these concerns can be addressed within these 9 days. But what the Peace Council can do, can say something that can actually assure them, something that can assure them at least a move has been made and it will continue even after the elections. Something might be said about it. You can't just sweep it under the carpet. So something the Peace Council must lead that so that at least assurance is given. Otherwise, I mean, the family members who lost their cherished ones, they are still in pain.
Very Reverend. I'm grateful to you for your time here on our show. Now, Very Reverend Father Clement Kwesi Ajay, the Secretary General of the Catholic Bishops Conference. Let's me bring in Dr. Asa Asante, who is still with me. Doctor, I was asking Reverend about what concrete steps that the Peace Council should take to address these issues the flag bearer of the NDC on behalf of his party brought to bear today. Okay, we'll be bringing him back. But as I told you earlier, we'll be hearing from the IGP, we'll be hearing from the Peace Council, and also the other parties who were there today. But let's start off with the Peace Council, because the chairman of the council, Reverend Dr. Ernest Edudjemfi, says all political parties must at all costs eschew violence before, during, and after the elections.
Today's ceremony is a testament to the commitment of the presidential candidates to peaceful elections and a peaceful country. It is a commitment to the fact that when we are not satisfied with the outcome of any election results, we will not motivate our supporters to resort to violence, but will use appropriate means to resolve our concerns. Resorting to violence is inimical and must be avoided at all costs. It is my hope that signing this pact will not be just another public show, but that all our aspiring presidential candidates will play their roles effectively, particularly after the declaration of the election outcomes on December 7, 2024. We would like to appeal to the political parties and the presidential candidates vying for the high office to refrain from doing anything that will prop their followers into violence. Hate speech and other rancorous utterances must be checked and avoided at all costs to ensure peace. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, after December 7th, the people of Ghana will be dealing with two positions in most families: those who won the elections and those who lost. Those who win must know that their victory is only for 4 years and therefore should be gracious in their victory. I would like to advise those who win that they should be measured in their celebrations. To those who will be unsuccessful in the elections, I appeal to you, do not grieve for long, for after 4 years you will have another opportunity to come back, this time in a stronger position.
Well, we can also now hear from the leader of the National Security Task Force, Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Ekufu-Dampare, who says they will do everything possible to make sure the peace of Ghana remains intact even after the elections.
Realize that there was no blueprint for looking at election security holistically and strategically beyond one election. So we decided also to develop a blueprint that will take care of elections for the next 30 years to come. So as we speak, we have a blueprint in place that will deal with our elections for the next 30 years to come and beyond. And by that action alone, we are demonstrating to the whole Ghanaians and the generality of Africa and the world that we, from the security point of view, have decided by our action, by that document, looking forward for elections in the next 30 years, mainstreaming our democratic dispensation so that there's no turning back in this democratic journey. Don't let Ghana fade away, because when Ghana fade away, we fade away with it. But let us do our best and fade away, because life is a stage, and when we show up at the stage, at a point, we have to give way so that the next generation will follow and Ghana will continue, so that we will have said in history that we did not disappoint. Your Excellency, once again, my colleagues from the National Election Security Task Force want to assure the generality of Ghanaians that they should relax, and I mean relax, and be a Ghanaian and a full Ghanaian and be proud of yourself, that this one, it will be better than all the elections that has passed, if only you help us to play our role as we are doing, and also do yours.
So that's the assurance there from the IGP, that when you sleep, just sleep, because you know that you are assured of the protection you need. But of course, it comes with a caveat that you would have to also play your part in ensuring that there's peace in this country before, during, and after the elections. Let's bring in the judiciary now, because the Chief Justice, Gertrude Tokonu, is saying that judiciary will ensure the constitutional mandate in ensuring peace and justice is adhered to.
I stand here to assure all stakeholders, including the international community, that the judiciary is extremely alert to the high stakes for national cohesion and stability invoked by competitive elections. We are therefore guided by every principle of national interest to give high priority to the resolution of disputes that can affect the stability of the democratic process. We note that by operation of law, conventions of diplomacy, and social adherence, the signatories of the Presidential Elections Peace Pact 2024 have not only expressed their leadership commitment to the peace and stability of Ghana, but have given a binding and irrevocable undertaking that becomes the standard for national collaboration around their efforts to win the mandate of the electorate in this year's election. The judiciary of Ghana is grateful for the gallant certification contained in the Presidential Elections Peace Pact 2024. I wish to assure all political parties that to the best of the ability of the justice sector and within the requisite constitutional directions, substantive rules on any electoral offense or dispute, the rules of court, and the laws of evidence, the Judiciary and Judicial Service of Ghana will administer all processes of dispute management with efficiency and effectiveness and discharge our constitutional obligation to the good people of Ghana. Through these assurances, we express our utmost accountability to the national peace effort.
So that is the Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu there. Let's now, we've heard from the NPP and the NDC represented by their various flag bearers. Let's now hear from the other political parties and candidates who were there on the day. Let's start from Christian Kwabena Andrews. He is leader and presidential candidate of the Ghana Union Movement, and he was represented by his vice candidate Eleanor Efe Apia, and she says Ghana's peace, which is envied by the world, should be maintained.
Our country, Ghana, has been with peace for so many years. We have been on elections several times, and when we talk of Ghana, our country is jealous for peace in our outside countries. We have done it before, and I will urge each and every Ghanaian to let us do it one more time. Together we stand, divided we fall. The Ghana Union Movement, we stand for peace, we call for peace, and may peace prevail, and in the end, may Ghana win.
Let's now go to the Great Consolidated Popular Party, GCPP, that was represented by its flag bearer, Dr. Daniel Augustus Latte Jr.
We are all here to make Ghana a better place, a lively place, and a happy place. Let's build this country. Let's be domesticated. And I repeat it, you are all domesticated today. This country is going to change. I thank you so much.
Well, at a point in the ceremony, Hassan Ayega of the All People's Congress thought they would not be giving the opportunity to speak, and he prompt the MC for the day, Professor Elsie Kaufman, and for him to be assured that they will. Now, he also spoke and he called for tolerance.
This is a test for us. Are we going to demonstrate the level of tolerance, level of acceptance, that we have ideas than fighting one another? Or are we going to show the world that we are more violent than any other thing? So our party members should sit up that this year we have to demonstrate to the world that the Northern brothers are together and united no matter what. We must all have a role in making sure that this country is peaceful before, during, and after the election. Ghana will win and we will have a peaceful country. I thank you.
There has an Ayega committing to peace there. Let's now go to the camp of the CPP, which is led by the only female for now in the 2024 presidential race, Nana Akufo-Addo Sapon Kumankuma.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. This is clearly, in 2012, I was part of the people that signed the Peace Pact. I'm here in 2024, and I just want to reiterate what I said years back. The Ghanaian is peaceful. The Ghanaian youth is peaceful. The Ghanaian woman is peaceful. All of us are a very peaceful nation, and we are very proud of that. What I have seen today, for me, is just to reiterate the fact that the Ghanaian, though being peaceful, multi-party democracy is about election, and by extension, what it means is that there is going to be people wanting to do whatever they have to do to win power. What is necessary is the institutions that have been put in place to ensure that there's fairness and there's justice. When that is eroded, no amount of peace pact will make any difference. What happened here today, I'm sorry to say, is not acceptable. Currently, I'm standing here talking on the ticket of Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the first president of this country, who has made it possible for all of us as the Convention People's Party, who has made it possible for us to become a sovereign state, to be able to be signing peace pact because we have fought for independence and moving forward. And for that reason, it is very important that when we do anything in a multi-party democracy, it must be deepened. And for that reason, we should not be so biased and obviously biased to the point where people must agitate. It is the agitation that does not bring peace. So on this note, let me tell the police officers, the security officers, and everybody that's going to be part of this elections going forward. We, the candidates and the political parties, we would wish that you cheat for us. Would wish that you do what you have to do for us. Would wish that you put us as number one and ignore others. Do what you know is right. Do what you know is right, so that there'll be justice. And when there's justice and fairness, all of us will embrace the results of this election. Thank you.
Nana Akosua Frimpoma Sapong Kumankuma is the flag bearer of the Convention People's Party. Let's now go to the camp of the Liberal Party of Ghana, LPG, and they were represented by their flag bearer, Kofi Akpaloo.
This election, we are all calling for peace. There can never be peace in this country when we keep on doing what we are doing, promoting duopoly. We have to promote multi-party democracy, not duopoly or whatever you guys are doing, because it will never bring peace. The media is doing it. The Peace Council is also doing it. So how are we going to have a multi-party democracy when you discriminate in full glare of the public?
Well, the other parties seem to be taking on the Peace Council and organizers of this event for what they deem to be discrimination as to where some of the candidates were allowed to sit and where others sat. Well, a representative of the New Vision movement headed by Kofi Koranting asked the presidential candidates and their followers to be mindful of their words and their deeds as we go to the election.
The Youth New Vision movement and the team of Kofi Koranting embrace peace. However, we believe that peace cannot only be considered in terms of outside motivation, but internal peace is the driving force. So we cannot talk about peace when people sleep outside. We cannot talk about peace when people are hungry. We cannot talk about peace when thousands of our youths complete school, cannot get jobs and walk the street aimlessly. We cannot talk about peace when citizens cannot wake up each morning not looking up to anything.
Well, George Chimberemedu is an independent candidate running for the presidency, and he called for the rest of the electoral laws to be obeyed.
And I'm here because I believe that as a country, indeed, we must have peace. This is the only country which we have, and there is no other country we can go to when we spoil or destroy our country. Also, I want to urge all Ghanaians to support the efforts of the Electoral Commission and the Ghana Police, all the security agencies in the work they are doing to ensure that now till election day, we shall all act peacefully and act well. And on election day also, we shall obey all the rules of the elections and go and vote peacefully. And after that, go to our homes. And it is my belief that to the glory of God, we shall all be guided in the way we want to vote, and the outcome shall bring glory to God and Ghana shall be the winner and the ultimate winner. I thank you all again, and may God bless our homeland, Ghana.
Well, independent candidate Nana Kwame Bediako of the New Force was represented by his chief administrator of the party, Charles Yemapo, who asked the electorate to vote based on policies and choose Ghana first.
Elections are not just about choosing leaders. They are about safeguarding the foundation of our democracy and the unity of our nation. As representatives of our various political parties, we bear the responsibility to uphold peace, integrity, and the will of the people above all else. Let us remember that Ghana's greatness lies in our unity.
Now to the camp of the new movement led by Kwajo Chiramanting. He was represented by Nana Oheneinto, who is senior advisor to the candidate, and he said the movement is committed to leaving a peaceful legacy for the next generation.
I've had to represent Honorable Alan Chiramanting on one or two platforms relating to the subject of peace, and I have his mandate and total commitment to communicate to you his unequivocal and unconditional commitment to peace before, during, and after the election. Those who know Honorable Alan Chiramanting in Ghana politics would attest that any time the occasion had demanded that he make sacrifices in the supreme interest of his former party, the NPP, or the nation, he has always done so. So his message to us here is that commitment to peace is not a matter of signing a piece of paper, which is good. But commitment to peace ought to be demonstrated in the things, not just what we say, but what we do. Obviously, the record is there that this is about the fourth time we are signing a peace treaty in the Fourth Republic connected to elections. But we cannot forget some of the incidents that have already been relayed to us relating to violence and a breach of the peace. In that connection, Alan wants to state that we are all responsible for our peace, but there are specific individuals and agencies that bear greater responsibility, and we don't have to overlook that. First is the government. Second is the security services. Third, the Electoral Commission. And fourth, the media. Of course, all of us.
So that is Nana Oheneinto of the movement for change. They represented Alan Chiramanting there. So you've listened to all the political party candidates and their representatives at this peace pact. We'll be keeping an eye on how this goes.